Hello and welcome to Barr Shoe Repairs. Today we're going to do a pair of heel liners in this pair of Think shoes of Nana Joanna's. So same as normal, get these straps out of the road, maybe a pair because they're good for that. Rip these insoles out. Put them somewhere smart so that you'll know you're going to put them back in later on. Glue any of these little tatty bits down. Squash those down in a minute. We've cut some insole, some heel liners out for them there. Skived that one on the wrong side because I've decided to hide that bit of belly fluff on the inside. I've used the softer bit of leather that's a bit more belly and a bit weaker just because it's going to be a bit softer on the foot. It's quite thin and soft. That bit that we used on the men's ones just before was a bit harder, a bit closer to the middle of the hide. So some glue on these, just get these little daggy bits put down. Hard to see there, but otherwise if we don't get them glued down now, as we slide that wet heel liner in, we might just bunch it all up. So we'll get some glue on these. So you want quite a bit of glue on there. Leave a couple of spots for your fingers and plenty of glue on those edges along that top there. You want about twice as much glue as you think is sensible. Otherwise it's going to come off. You need enough glue to push across onto that other surface on the inside of the shoe there. Right, that's that one. Fold that in half. Get that around and see what's going on. Put that in there. Slide that down right to the bottom and squash that out. The speedier you do it, the better. It'll get the glue right across on the other surface before it starts drying. You want to squash it up at the top here, but you don't want to fold it out too much and over, otherwise it's just going to get glue on the upper and you'll be undoing it again later. We'll pop that one aside, just let it set a little bit. We'll get some glue lined up on this one. Find somewhere on the glue board that's not gluey, or else turn the glue board over. So plenty of glue, especially down these sides, across that top. Now you've got enough glue when you think you've got too much. Get that round, any dust out of there, slide that down in there, squash it out onto the edges, squash it right around the top there. So it's those front two edges and the top that may give you trouble. Who's going to know if it comes undone in the middle? But we'll squash it back. So that's all in. May as well see if we can get these insoles back in. If you try and put them in too soon and the glue's all really wet still, you might move that heel liner around a bit. The sooner you get them back in, the sooner you don't have to worry about forgetting them. So push that down in there. Get that all stitched in shortly. Get that out of there. Slide that in there. Just pop that down like that this time. There we go. That's looking alright. So we've got both of those. We'll go and get a bit of thread and stitch those in. So slightly larger than standard stitch length. We want to come down about 5mm. This one did have a bit of damage a bit closer to the top. 1, 2, 3. So we might just go a little bit closer than 5mm. Sort these threads out as soon as you can so they don't get bunched up inside. Yeah, we have to go 4mm, I think. So just using the stitching foot as guide. Feeding that through there. That's something there, just making sure it's feeding on, not bunching up at any point. And just go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and the existing one. Trim those off nice and neat. That one's all stitched in, ready for trimming. Get this one on here, come down about 4 or 5 mils. These threads out of the road, snip them off into that same hole, go about 4mm those off nice and neat, all stitched. It's ready to get in there with a knife, trim that off. Nice sharp knife, slight back cut here. Just going to wipe some of that glue out there, a little bit much glue, just peel that heel liner away a bit. Just going to put a little cut back on there, real steeply. See how close we are, ages away, a millimetre at least. That knife, real steep angle, cutting in there, pulling on the leather quite a bit. Just check and see where we're going. Not too bad at all. Trim around there. That is right next to that thread. If you cut one, you'll probably stitch too high. Take a little glue on still if you do that. Down we go. Scraps in the bin. Nicely stitched in, nicely trimmed. No leather showing up from this other one. Let's pull that back a bit. This is in the back of the knife there, in case you wonder what I was doing there. Just to clean a little bit of glue out. A little bit of a knife cut there. Flick around here. Pulling on that leather quite a bit. Just checking inside to make sure the knife wasn't below the stitch line. And round we go. That knife's almost straight up and down around the back there. And down we go. Another nice pair of heel liners stitched in there. No heel liner showing. If you've got any rough bits there as far as sharp bits of leather, you could jump in there with a bit of sandpaper and just give that a bit of a rough up on the inside like such. Whatever you do to one, you better do to the other. And you could also pop that onto a last and just give it a bit of a knock with a hammer around there just to set that stitching in there. We'll give those a polish up and they'll be all done. Thanks for watching, and that's a pair of heel liners. Cheers.